Is this the type of woman I'm getting? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Apparently Ashley. Based on the title, you already know what this is about. We're talking about Married at First Sight, season 13, episode 2. So, in this episode, we saw Zack and Michaela get married and Myrla and Gil get married. Hold on, pause. Why in the last episode I was saying Myrla's name wrong the entire time? With the first couple, Gil and Myrla. Myrla is known, and Myrla will benefit Myrla's big heart. I connect with Myrla when it comes to Myrla. I kept saying Myrla. And I was watching Unfiltered. I don't know, I was watching something and they said her name and I was like, hold on, was I saying that girl's name wrong? So her name is Myrla. Sorry, girl. So yeah, we saw those two weddings. They like sprinkled in a few of the other couples, but the final two weddings will be next week. So I'm mainly going to talk about the two that we saw today. Before I get started, are you subscribed? Yes, you. Are you subscribed to my channel? If not, go ahead and hit that button. And while you're there, go ahead and give me a thumbs up because that'll really help me out. Thank you. All right, so the first couple that we saw get married was Michaela and Zack. And y'all, when I tell you I was cheesing from ear to ear the entire time, they are so cute. Like, so before the wedding, Zack got a little emotional because he was just like, it was just all really hitting him that like, oh my God, I'm about to literally meet my wife. And apparently he has been saving up for an engagement ring since he was 21. And remember, he wanted to be married at the age of 25. He's now 27. And so it was just like all these emotions building up and he's like, the day is finally here. It was a lot. And so his brothers were like comforting him and stuff. And they were like, if you weren't feeling emotional, like I'd be a little nervous about that. And so there was a super sweet moment between him and his mom where she was like comforting him and stuff. So super cute. And then Michaela got emotional because you know how like when you're about to get married, they say you need to wear something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Well, the something blue was like a Star Trek replica thing, like little, I don't want to say toy and like dismiss it like that, but it was like something from Star Trek. And I guess her father was like super into Star Trek and they were like, oh, we're Trekkies now. And so it was blue. And so it was kind of like their way of letting her know that like, oh, our dad is here with us on this day. Did I say that her sisters gave it to her? Well, they did. So super cute as well. Michaela's about to walk down the aisle and she sees Zack and she is smitten, y'all. Like, you can just tell like their chemistry was just like A1 from the get-go. Like they were up there laughing and giggling during the ceremony. They both had some really nice vows. Zack memorized his vows and I was like, okay, come on, monologue. Cause I was like, you not reading it off no paper or no cell phone or nothing. And then Michaela was like, hey, I'm gonna read mine, okay? It was funny. So after the ceremony, they have like their initial discussion. They talk about their age, and Zack's family and friends said like he was a Renaissance man. And so he was like, I know how to crochet and I know how to make lotion. And you, again, chemistry, A1. I was just like, they are so freaking adorable, okay? So after their initial conversation, they go back to their family and friends. And I was laughing at Zack's family because they're going up to him and they're like, so what you think? What you think? And I was like, oh my God. And they're like, she's so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And then like her sisters were like, that man was made for you, girl. And I was like, this is just amazing. And the fact that it was just like black love and a black marriage and it was just beautiful to watch. Oh my God. Like, I love them. I'm like literally fangirling over them. Like I know them or something. I don't know. It was just, that was probably like the best like chemistry, like initial chemistry I've seen since I've been binging / watching the show. Like it was amazing. Then they take their pictures. They were like getting a little handsy with each other and they were just like cheesing the whole time. It was cute. So nothing else really like went down with them. It was just a beautiful wedding in my opinion. I am super excited to see how the rest of their wedding night goes and what's gonna happen, because when I tell you Michaela looked like she was ready to eat that man up, okay? So we'll see what happens with them. So after that wedding, we saw Myrla and Gil get married. And when Myrla was going wedding dress shopping, she was being very, very particular and picky. And there's nothing wrong with being picky. There's nothing wrong with knowing what you want. But I think what it is about her that's like rubbing me the wrong way is her delivery. Like, she just comes off, it's just very off-putting. Like, it's not very welcoming or warm, and it's just like how she says stuff. It's just like so cold almost, you know what I mean? And so she finds her dress, and it definitely was like showing the girls off, you know what I mean? And her friends were like, well, what if your husband doesn't like this and like thinks it's too revealing and you shouldn't like show this off to people? And she was just like, well, then he's gonna be mad because I picked out these other outfits for brunch and they're definitely revealing, okay? And she was just like, well, that means he's just too conservative. And so I was like, okay, girl. Then we see like Gil trying on his suit, like getting fitted for his suit or whatnot. And one of his friends asks him, how would you feel if your wife like wants to like jet set off to like Dubai and do all this traveling and that kind of stuff, like that lavish type lifestyle? And Gil was like, I wouldn't mind going on those trips or whatnot, but like it would definitely have to be like a conversation, like a balance almost. And he was like, you gonna choose this $4,000 bag or this marriage? And my initial thought was like, why does there have to be a choice? And of course I understand like if it's like unhealthy or like if y'all got other bills to pay, then like, okay, you don't need to buy this bag. But I guess in my mind, I'm thinking about like, okay, I get paid, I'm paying myself, meaning I'm putting in my savings, I'm paying the bills, and then like putting money away for any type of like other financial goals, like outside of emergency savings type things. And then like any extra money, could I not spend it on myself? Like, what if I have left over to buy the $4,000 bag? And so then I was asking myself like, okay, maybe since he doesn't live that lifestyle, that's why he doesn't necessarily approve, for lack of a better word, approve of it, or like want that type of lifestyle. Yeah, I was just like, why does it have to be a either or? So like, what are your thoughts on spending high dollar amounts of money on materialistic things? Like, have you ever bought something super expensive for yourself, and like how'd you go about it? Like, did you save for it like bit by bit and then you bought it? Did you just like have this big lump sum of money and you just bought it outright? Did you buy it irresponsibly and you knew you shouldn't have been buying it? Like, comment below and let me know your experience on this, because my whole thing is like, if she has it to spend and everything else is taken care of, then why not spend it? You know, that's just like the surface level of that conversation. So again, comment below, let me know your thoughts, your opinions, your experience with this, and let's discuss, okay? When Myrla was getting ready for the wedding, like the day of, she was getting her hair done and her friends are in the room, and they were like, they brought up the whole bald thing again. And Myrla was like very adamant about like, I told Pastor Cal, I do not want someone that's bald. I'm more attracted to people with hair. I don't want to be distracted by a bald head. And so I was just like, I cannot wait to see this woman's reaction when she sees Gil, because clearly, ooh, bald. So they both finished getting ready. Fast forward to the ceremony, and she's walking down the aisle, and what does she see? Gil and his bald head. And she was like, oh my God, he's bald. And so she gets to the end of the aisle. They exchange like names and all that stuff. Their friends and family say like their vows to them, like basically like telling them what kind of person they're getting. And Gil's side mentioned that he has a dog, and Myrla was like, oh my God, like, is he slobbery? Like, you could tell she was not here for it. And Gil seemed like the man who's like obsessed with his dog. And so I was like, oh, that's probably a red flag to him. And so when Myrla's friends were saying the things about her, they were talking about how she's always in these like designer clothes, even if she's doing like charity work and all this kind of stuff. And in my opinion, their chemistry was just like, meh. Like, it was just like, I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, not to compare it to Zack and Michaela or even Bao and Johnny, but like, I still don't think it's going to work. Like, I could potentially see them growing in love with each other, but like they need to get to the like stage, because I don't even think they're going to like each other as individuals. So fast forward to their initial conversation after the ceremony, and they're talking about like their professions and stuff, how he's a firefighter and she like coaches and consults principals in her district. And the dog conversation comes up again, and she's just like, I just don't do anything related to taking care of the dog. Like, does the dog shed? And he was like, yeah, he does, but I'm a neat freak. And she was like, well, everyone's definition of a neat freak is different. And like the look on his face was just kind of like, is this the type of woman I'm getting? Like, I don't know how I feel about this. And so again, chemistry was like meh the whole time. So we will see. Other parts of the episode, again, sprinkled like Bao and Johnny throughout. They did have their tea ceremony, which was super cute because Bao was insisting upon having a tea ceremony, and then unbeknownst to her, Johnny was planning one. So super cute that they were able to celebrate their culture and do that at their wedding. And then we did see like the initial setup for Brett and Ryan's wedding. We saw her like getting her dress, him getting fitted for his suit and stuff, and Ryan got her the cutest like wedding gift. So he was saying that he really hopes his wife is active like him because he spends a lot of times outdoors and just like working on fitness and stuff, and he doesn't want to have to choose between fitness and hanging out with his wife. And Brett is like, I think she's like a volleyball coach or something. She coaches something, so that's gonna work out. And so he got her a pair of running shoes, and the note inside was like, last chance to run. And I was like, oh, so adorable. And then he got her mom some flowers as well. And so I was like, oh, he's in there. Like, if that was my stranger spouse, I would have been like, oh, even if you're not good looking, I would give you a chance based off of that. So good job, Ryan. So yeah, next week we will see Brett and Ryan's wedding and Rachel and Jose's wedding. Oh, they also sprinkled some of them in there too, but they weren't really memorable. So we'll talk more about them next week. So yeah. All right, y'all, that wraps up my video. This one is fairly shorter than normal because I didn't want to just give like detailed play-by-plays of everything going on, like if it wasn't really much to talk about. And so majority of the episode was Michaela and Zack and Myrla Gil. So I just want to give y'all a rundown of those. So catch me here again next week to talk about the remaining weddings. Again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below and share this video with everybody you know so that they can hear my reaction to this. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.